Yeah. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavala Bhagavadari Gopi Janavala Bhagavadari Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavala Bhagavadari Gopi Janavala Bhagavadari Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astatarasata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astatarasata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavenda Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru, Shri Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So today's class is about Vaishnava Aparadha. We'll talk about how when we commit Vaishnava Aparadha, it's just like cutting the branch of the tree that we're sitting on. We're trying to grow in bhakti, but if we commit Vaishnava Aparadha, it can be a big disaster. It can be very, very difficult. It can ruin our spiritual life. So we must be very careful about this. So this section of Srimad Bhagavatam is describing how Parvati is accusing King Chitraketu of offending Lord Shiva. Shri Parvati Vacha Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Shasta Danda Dara Prabhu
Shasta Dandara Prabhu
Asmad Vidhanam Dushtanam
Asmadvidanam Dushtanam
Nilajanam Cha Viprakrit
Nilajanam
Shri Parvati Vacha Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Shasta Danda Dara Prabhu
Shasta Dandara Prabhu
Asmad Vidhanam Dushtanam
Asmadvidanam Dushtanam
Nilajanam Cha Viprakrit
Nilajanam
Shri Parvati Vacha
Parvati Vacha
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Shasta Danda Dara Prabhu
Shasta Dandara Prabhu
Asmad Vidhanam Dushtanam
Asmadvidanam Dushtanam
Nilajanam Cha Viprakrit
Nilajanam Chaviprakriti
Shri Parvati Vacha
Shri Parvati Vacha
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Shasta Danda Dara Prabhu
Shasta Dandara Prabhu
Asmad Vidhanam Dushtanam
Asmadvidanam Dushtanam
Nilajanam Cha Viprakrit.
Nilajanam Chaviprakriti.
Please chant.
Shri Parvati Vacha
Shri Parvati Vacha
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Dandadhara Prabhu
Shasta Danda Dara Prabhu Asmad Vidhanam Dushtanam Nilajanam Cha Viprakrit.
Shri Parvati Vacha
Shri Parvati Vacha
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Shasta Dandadara Prabhu
Shasta Danda Dara Prabhu
Asmadvidanam Dushtanam
Asmad Vidhanam Dushtanam
Nilajanam Chaviprakriti.
Nilajanam Cha Viprakrit. Can you get me some cushion? Parvati Vacha
Ayam Kim Aduna Loke
Shasta Danda Dara Prabhu Asmad Vidanam Drishtanam
Nilajanam Nam Chak
Nirlajanam Chavipratam. Synonym Sri Parvati Ovacha.
Sri Bhagavati Vacha.
The goddess Parvati said,
The
Goddess
goddess
Parvati said,
I am
I am
this,
this,
Kim,
Kim,
whether,
whether,
Aduna,
Aduna,
now,
Na,
Loke,
Loke,
in the world,
in the world,
Shashta,
Shastra,
the supreme controller,
the supreme controller,
Dandadaraha,
Dandadara,
the carrier of the rod of punishment,
the carrier of the rod of punishment,
Prabhu,
Prabhu,
the master,
the master,
Asmat,
Asmat,
Vidhanam,
Vidanam,
of persons like us,
of persons like us,
Dushtanam,
Dustanam,
criminals,
criminals,
Nirlajanam,
Nirajanam,
who have no shame,
who have no shame,
Cha,
Cha,
and
and
Viprakrit,
Viprakrit,
the restrainer.
Strain,
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhai Charnarvinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The goddess Parvati said, Alas, has this upstart now received a post from which to punish shameless persons like us? Has he been appointed ruler, carrier of the rod of punishment? Is he now the only master of everything? Please repeat after me. The goddess Parvati said,
the goddess Parvati said,
Alas,
Alas,
has this upstart
has this upstart
now received a post
now received a post
from which to punish
from which to punish
shameless persons like us?
shameless persons like us?
Has he been appointed ruler,
Has been appointed ruler,
carrier of the rod of punishment?
carrier of the rod of punishment?
Is he now the only master of everything?
Is he now the only master of everything?
There is no purport in this verse, so we'll read the next verse. Naveda dharmam kila padmayonir. Yeah. Na brahmaputra brigunaradadyaha. Na vaikumara kapilo manuscha. Yeno nishadhyati vartinam haram. Translation. Alas, Lord Brahma, who has been taken his birth from the lotus flower, does not know the principles of religion, nor do the great saints like Brigu and Narada. Jai Shri Shri Gaura Nitai Ki Jai. Nor the four Kumaras, headed by Sanat Kumara, Manu and Kapila, have also forgotten the religious principles. I suppose it to be because of this that they have not tried to stop Lord Shiva from behaving improperly. Again, no purport. Bhagavatam 6:17-13. Esham anudhyaya padam jayukmam Jagat Guru Mangala Mangalam Svayam Yakshatra Bandhu Paribhuya Surin Prashasti Drishtasthad Ayam Idandyaha. Translation. This Chitraketu is the lowest of Kshatriyas, for he has impudently overridden Brahma and the other demigods by insulting Lord Shiva, upon whose lotus feet they always meditate. Lord Shiva is personified religion and the spiritual master of the entire world. Therefore, Chitraketu must be punished. Purport. All the members of the assembly were exalted brahmanas and self-realized souls, but they did not say anything about the conduct of Lord Shiva, who was embracing the goddess Parvati on his lap. Chitraketu nonetheless criticized Lord Shiva, and therefore the opinion of Parvati was that he should be punished. Om Jnana Tarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasya Chadesha Tarane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So I'm very happy, delighted and honored to be here this morning in Sri Sri Gauranitai Mandir, ISKCON Perth. Haribol. It's been more than 1 year since I've been here. Yeah, very happy to be here again. And we're also delighted to be here on this auspicious occasion of the 51st anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's visit to Perth. Haribol. You can see here we have a big poster announcing 51st anniversary from May 6th to 12 May. Prabhupada, and I'm here 5th to 11th, like that. So similar visit, trying to represent Prabhupada, same message, no change, just a little repackaging, that's all. And we are so grateful to Srila Prabhupada for coming to Perth and coming all over the world to spread Krishna consciousness. Yadi Prabhupada na hoito. That if Srila Prabhupada had not come, what would have become with all of us? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So in this section of Bhagavatam, which Srila Prabhupada so painstakingly translated, we're hearing about Lord Krishna has been speaking with King Chitraketu. And after being with the Supreme Personality, King Chitraketu was enjoying life, flying in his transcendental airplane with the women of the Vidyadhara planet. So you can see he's really enjoying, with flying around the skies with so many beautiful women. And while he's flying around, he saw Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was at Sumeru Mountain. Sumeru Mountain. And there he saw Lord Shiva embracing Parvati, surrounded by an assembly of siddhas, charanas, and great sages. So, seeing Lord Shiva in that situation, Chitraketu laughed very loudly. Ah ha ha ha! And he said, indeed, Lord Shiva is the president of the assembly of all of these great sages. But nonetheless, he's seated with his consort on his lap. And so he was laughing at that. But Parvati Devi got very agitated and angry at King Chitraketu, and she cursed him. And because of this curse, Chitraketu Maharaj later appeared in the next life as a demon named Vritasura. So today's verse we hear what's going on, that Parvati is saying that, alas, this upstart has now received a post from which to punish shameless persons like us. What kind of person is this? Right? So then, has he been appointed ruler, carrier of the rod of punishment? Who is this person? Why is he chastising Lord Shiva like this? Does he have a big post? Is he the temple commander? Is he the temple president? Is he the GBC? Who is he to be chastising Lord Shiva? To punish people like us? Is he now the master of everything? So she's getting very sarcastic. You know, have you ever gotten someone angry at you and they started saying very harsh words to you? So Parvati is in this mood. She's really sarcastic. She says, alas, Lord Brahma, who has taken his birth from the lotus flower, he does not know the principles of religion? She's saying, what? You know, Brahma is here, but Brahma is not saying anything. Nor do the great saints like Bhrigu. Bhrigu is here. Bhrigu's not saying anything. And Narada. Narada is here. Is he laughing at Lord Shiva? No. And what about the 4 Kumaras, headed by Sanat Kumara? Manu, Kapila, they also are here. They also forgot. So I suppose that because of that, they have tried to stop Lord Shiva from behaving improperly. So she's going on. She's hammering Chitraketu. Who do you think you are? We have Narada here. We have Bhrigu here. 4 Kumaras are here. Brahma's here. They're not saying anything. Who are you to speak like this? Then she says, this Chitraketu is the lowest of Kshatriyas. She's really getting on his case. He has impudently overridden Brahma and other demigods, and he's insulted Shiva, upon whose lotus feet they always meditate. And then she glorifies Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is personified religion and the spiritual master of the entire world. Therefore, now she comes to her conclusion. Chitraketu must be punished. And in the purport today, we're hearing that the members of the assembly, they were all exalted brahmanas, they were self-realized souls, but they didn't say anything about Lord Shiva having Parvati on the lap. Chitraketu was criticizing Shiva, and therefore Parvati has come to the conclusion that Chitraketu must be punished. Now, I want us all to reflect. Think about the Vaishnavas who brought us to Krishna consciousness. Do you remember those devotees who you first met, who brought you to Krishna consciousness? Who are they? And how do you feel about them? And reflect and share. Just one word. What is your feeling towards that devotee who brought you to Krishna consciousness? One word. How did you feel? How do you feel now towards that devotee?
That he's giving me something to look up to in life.
Someone to look up to in life. A role model.
Role model.
Yeah.
Forever grateful.
Forever grateful. Wonderful.
Respectful.
Huh?
Respectful.
Respectful. Very nice, very nice. So there's a beautiful song. Jogata vichare kichu nahi pai tomara karuna sara karuna na hoile kandiya kandiya prana narakibo ara. If you examine me, you will find no good qualities. Your mercy is all that I am made of. If you are not merciful unto me, I can only weep and cry, and I will not be able to maintain my life. So this is the kind of mood we should have towards those exalted Vaishnavas who helped us come to Krishna consciousness. Vaishnavas are the ocean of mercy and our only hope. But as time passes, we start to take Vaishnavas for granted. And we consider even a small criticism or a small act of blasphemy, oh, it's not significant. I've known them so long. Or a little disagreement. We think it's a small act, but it can have dire consequences. As we hear in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 13, Text 16, Nimna Ganam Yatha Ganga Devanam Achuto Yatha Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu Purananam Idam Tata. Just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta, the supreme among deities, and Lord Shambhu, Shiva, the greatest of Vaishnavas, so Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. So Lord Shiva, he's the greatest of all Vaishnavas. And here, King Chitraketu is committing an offense against the greatest devotee of the Lord. So in the 6th canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 17, text 15, Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, while instructing Srila Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described an offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava as Hati Mata, a mad elephant. When a mad elephant enters a nice garden, it spoils the entire garden. Similarly, if one becomes like a mad elephant and commits offenses at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, his entire spiritual career is halted. One should therefore be very careful not to commit offenses at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada purport, Bhagavatam 6:17, 15. So Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they also give the example of a mad elephant. If a mad elephant goes into a garden and tears up the garden, that garden can be vinash, can be completely destroyed. So very, very dangerous. So here's an analogy, medical intern versus surgeon. So the medical intern sees the surgeon with a knife cutting into the patient, and the medical intern may have never seen that before. And the intern may say, my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? And the surgeon will say, relax. I've done this 10,000 times already. I've done so many surgeries. So advanced souls may act beyond our comprehension. So someone who's very advanced, we should be very hesitant and careful before we criticize them. The same analogy is there with swimming. So an expert swimmer floats around very calmly in the water. But a beginner will splash, make a lot of sound splashing in the water. So one who has spiritual depth will have very calm understanding. But one with less spiritual depth will make more noise. Like we see in this case, Lord Shiva was there with Parvati on his lap and surrounded by Brahma and Bhrigu and Narada, and they were all cool and quiet. They were all calm. But Chitraketu, he laughed loudly and he got disturbed. So we should be like that experienced swimmer. And even if we see something unusual, we should be very careful not to create disturbance like that. We should meditate it carefully. Not that we are blind followers. We should not accept everything that any senior devotee does. Like in the early days, there was His Holiness Kirtanananda Swami Maharaj, who later went to jail, and he proposed so many deviations in New Vrindavan, and he told the devotees start wearing Christian robes like monks. He brought all other different religions there. Different people were giving pravachan, lectures, not just ISKCON devotees. And he had them sing the morning program in the English language. He was doing so many strange things. So it's not that we accept everything blindly, but still we should do it in a very dhira, a very sober way, so as not to create disturbance. If we see senior devotees doing something we think is wrong, what should we do?
Just observe.
Excuse me?
Just observe. Just be quiet.
Just observe. Observing is good, and then take some action, but a very Vaishnava etiquette appropriate action, which is to approach senior devotees on the same level as the devotee that are having issues. Just like we see in the next slide. Sometimes we have HD vision for others' faults and blur mode for our own faults. Right? So Prabhupada also gives the example of the fly and the honeybee. The honeybee sees good qualities of others, and the fly sees the bad qualities in others. So we should see the honey in others, but we should see the faults in ourselves. That's helpful. But if there is an issue, like I said, we should not be blind followers. We should go to the senior devotees, the temple president, the congregation leader, the GBC, like that. Do we have zonal supervisors in Australia?
Not
Not
really.
really.
We have a secretary.
We have zonal secretaries. Like the senior devotees, we should not directly criticize the devotees ourselves. We should go to a senior and say something like, my dear Prabhu, can repeat after me. My dear Prabhu,
My dear Prabhu,
I have a concern.
I have a concern.
I saw this devotee is acting like this.
I saw this devotee acting like this.
From what I've read from Prabhupada's books, I think that there may be some cause of concern here.
From what I've read from Prabhupada's books,
So I
I
think
think
there might
there
be
is some concern.
Could you kindly confirm for me, and if you feel it's appropriate, would you kindly guide this devotee appropriately?
Could you confirm it for me? And if you think it's appropriate, can you
Kindly
kindly
guide
guide?
this devotee appropriately. Yeah. So it's not that we correct, but we take shelter of the senior devotees and let them correct. That way we keep ourselves aloof from this situation where Parvati is saying, who are you? Brahma is here, Narad is here, 4 Kumaras are here. Who are you to criticize? You know, so we can free ourselves from that situation. So we don't criticize, but we can bring it to the attention of a senior devotee or an authority and let them handle the situation. Yeah. Excuse me?
Or they can correct us if we are wrong.
Yeah, they can correct us if we are wrong. They say, no, it's okay, you don't know this and that and the other thing. They can give us context and they can instruct us also. That's also good. You can say, or if I'm mistaken, please instruct me, or please correct me. You can also get good opportunity to learn more. So the sun versus the cloud. The cloud covers the sun for us, but not actually. Chitraketu's vision is covered, but not Lord Shiva's purity. So King Chitraketu, the cloud is coming, his vision is coming, he doesn't see the purity of Lord Shiva. So it's the fault of King Chitraketu. He doesn't have the proper vision. He's not seeing the purity of Lord Shiva. But Lord Shiva's purity is there. So similarly, sun is there, but sometimes our vision is covered by a cloud, our cloudy consciousness. How to uncloud our consciousness? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There's a very relevant verse, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, text 4. Let's chant together. Dambo darpo bimanascha krodha parusham evacha ajnanam cha vijatasya partha sampadam asurim. Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demoniac nature, O son of Pritha. So these are the qualities that we should try to avoid. Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. So the reason for Vaishnava Aparadha tendencies like this is why we get into Vaishnava Aparadha. We're proud, we're arrogant. So King Chitraketu is riding in this airplane with all these beautiful women. He's saying, oh, I'm the greatest, I'm the king. So then it's easy, he's proud, it's easy for him to criticize others. So we should try to be very humble, like the straw in the street. Trinada pisa nichena. Yeah. Amanina amanadena kirtaniya sadahari. So a diamond analogy. The diamond in a dirty place, coal, is still pure. So Lord Shiva, he has unusual behavior, but he's not contaminated, because he's like a diamond. He's always pure. Same electricity. It heats the heater and it cools the fridge. So same Lord Shiva, he appears unusual, unconventional. He has Parvati sitting on his lap, but he's fully transcendental personality. So microscope analogy. Without microscope, bacteria is unseen, but with knowledge, we see the deeper reality. So it seems, without the microscope, without the knowledge, it seems like Lord Shiva is not acting properly. But when we have knowledge of the exalted position of Lord Shiva, and that none of the other great personalities were disturbed, then we understand better how to view the situation. Spiritual vision is required. Okay, story. There were a few blindfolded men and an elephant. So everyone touched different parts. Have you heard this story before? Some touched the tail. They said, oh, the elephant is like snake. Some touched the leg. Oh, elephant is like the tree. And then someone touched the ear. They said, oh, elephant is like a fan. Then someone touched the trunk. They said, oh, elephant is like a rope. So partial perception gives us the wrong judgment, the wrong understanding. So if we have just partial perception of Shiva, then we'll get the wrong understanding. We need the full perception of the full glories of Lord Shiva. So we may be in the first day of kindergarten, we may be new devotees, we are new devotees, but we become spiritual judgments. Oh, I see that devotee has this fault, that devotee has this fault, that devotee has another fault. We become spiritual judges even though we're not very advanced ourselves yet. So let the advanced devotees judge. If we see an issue, we should just bring it to their attention. Yeah. In English, we call it offense. It is off the fence. By committing the offense, we're off the fence of bhakti. So Nam Aparadha number 1, the first offense, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. So, question is, can we be exempt from the consequences if we chant more, if we maintain celibacy, we perform seva dedicatedly? But the answer is no. The Lord said no Krishna prema for Mother Sachi. Even the mother of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mother Sachi, she had to seek forgiveness from Advaita Acharya, because Vishwarup, her first son, was associating with Advaita Acharya, and then Vishwarup went home and took sannyas. And Mother Sachi blamed Advaita Acharya that her son had left home. So that was an offensive mentality. Advaita Acharya didn't take any offense. And there was one day a big kirtan, and devotees were getting Krishna Prema from Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And the associates of Lord Chaitanya said, "Oh, Lord Gauranga, please give Krishna Prema to Mother Sachi." And Lord Chaitanya said, "No, she is offended Advaita Acharya. Only if she takes the dust from his feet can she receive Krishna Prema." So in the middle of one big kirtan, Advaita Acharya was dancing and chanting, and then he fell unconscious. And devotees said, now Sachi Devi, take the opportunity, take the dust." So she ran and she took the dust of Advaita Acharya and put it on her head. And then she received Krishna Prema. Haribol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the only rescue is the lotus feet of the Vaishnava, against whom the offense was committed. We see Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni tried to kill Ambarish Maharaj. He created a demon, and then Ambarish Maharaj was protected by the Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra ki jai. And that Sudarshan Chakra chased Durvasa Muni all over the universe. And it was not until Durvasa Muni begged at the lotus feet of Ambarish Maharaj that he was forgiven and released from the danger of the Sudarshan Chakra. We also see the milk and serpent analogy. Milk is very good, but touched by the lips of a serpent, it becomes poisonous. So we have good chanting, good service, good austerity, but if we mix that with criticism and envy, we get poisoned. Our spiritual life gets spoiled. It's like a spark and dry grass. Spiritual life is like dry grass. If there's a spark of offense, it can burn everything. Vaishnava Aparadha is like a sword hanging over our head. Consequences can drop on us at any moment and destroy our bhakti. Here's a relevant verse from 4th canto, 4th chapter, text 17. We can chant together. Karno pidaya nirayadyara kalpa ishe dharma vitasam birasam yamane chinyat prahasya rishitim asatim prabhuschej jivam asun apitato visrijet sadharmaha. Sati continued, if one hears an irresponsible person blaspheme the master and controller of religion, one should block his ears and go away if unable to punish him. But if one is able to kill, then one should by force cut out the blasphemer's tongue and kill the offender, and after that one should give up his own life. Now don't imitate that. We have to follow the laws of Australia, right? The police would get very upset. Someone is on we're on Harinam, someone starts blaspheming. No, you can't go and cut out his tongue like that. But you should loudly chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And in a debate, we should be able to philosophically defeat the offender like that. So we should be philosophically strong. Our tongue is the most dangerous enemy. If we blaspheme with our tongue, it will give us big difficulties. Prabhu, I want to show you the slide. Be careful of your tongue. Huh? Great enemy. So, Nectar of Instruction, text 1. Together. Vacha vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam udara pasta vegam etan vegan yo vishaheta dira sarvam apimam pritivim sashishyat. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals, is qualified to make disciples all over the world. So we need to control the vegam, the pushing of the vach, the words, and the jiva vegam, the pushings of the taste of the tongue. Chaitanya Bhagavat 2:19-213. Let's chant together. Bahu tuli jagatere bala gora dhamma anindako hoy sabe bala Krishna nam. Raising his arms, Lord Gauranga declared to the world, avoid offenses and chant the names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Bhagavat 2:19-214. Anindaka hoye sakrit Krishna bale satya satyamune tara udi hoy behele. If one who is free from blasphemy chants the name of Krishna even once, I will certainly deliver him. So we have to be free from blasphemy first, and then chant the name of Krishna even once. Then Lord Chaitanya will deliver us. So the nectar of hearing and chanting. Just by watering the paddy field, all the weeds die. We need to nurture the bhakti lata bij by feeding the nectar of hearing and chanting. Okay, now I'd like to do a little exercise, improving the quality of our japa. Pair up in twos, take turns, 2 minutes each. What would you do to practically avoid any offenses against Vaishnavas? Okay, you're a two, right? You can be two. Awesome. Go ahead, 2 minutes. How to practically avoid any offenses. What do you think, Prabhu?
Good for the quality of japa. The practical domain. You got to be respectful and appreciate the good qualities in others.
Yeah, be respectful and appreciate good qualities in others. Yeah, this is very good. I'm also remembering what I shared earlier, that if you see something wrong, that you think is wrong, go to the seniors and let them handle it. Don't get involved. This also helps protect the Vaishnava Aparadha. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, time's up. Anyone would like to share something from their group? Yes, just a sec, I'll give you the mic. Take the mic. How's this gonna work? Oh,
I'm a bit shy. Yeah, thank you. Just in response to the question, I think it was pretty well just what we've been going through, how more I'd be seen but not heard, so control the tongue because I'm so unadvanced in my spiritual progress. It's best for me just to sit back and learn and watch the senior devotees in their actions, rather than speak up and things, and just learn from what they've said, and
Thank you. Like to share something?
I was observing kindly, I was asking Prabhuji, kindly, if you can tell me how not to offend people, because sometimes when you're chanting, you don't know either to chant louder or softer, because you don't know if you're chanting louder, you're offending other devotees. And if you're chanting softer, it's easy to fall asleep as well. So that's my question. I was trying to find a solution for those things. Thank you.
Okay. So we have a question here. I have a question. All right. So question is, we want to chant loud enough that we don't fall asleep.
Correct.
But we don't want to chant too loud that we start disturbing other devotees. So the basic rule of thumb is we should chant loud enough that we can hear, and loud enough that someone sitting near us, if they want to hear us, they can, right? But not so loud that we disturb others. There was His Holiness Jaipataka Swami Maharaj. He joined in Montreal, in Canada, and he chanted very loudly his japa. So devotees would often ask him to go up on the terrace of the building, and he would chant there. And sometimes he would go up on a nearby hill and chant to different animals, like this. So if we really want to chant really loud, better to go outside, so we won't disturb. So our chanting should be like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. We can hear it, and someone who wants to hear it nearby can hear it. But not so loud that it disturbs others. Does that answer your question?
Thank you very much.
Jai Ho, Jai Ho. Thank you so much. Sitaram Prabhu, would you like to add something? Here, take a mic.
We chant loud enough to hear ourselves. Yeah, we chant loud enough to hear our chanting, and if it is really causing disturbance to others, then we have to be mindful of that and respectful to them. And then, like we try to chant loudly so that we can control our mind. But again, that doesn't mean actually we disturb other people. So you've got to be mindful and respectful to others also.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? You have a question?
It's good to hear, because you come here and everyone chants at their different rate and noise levels. And I was just mentioning, when I first came here, there were a few devotees that would chant extremely loud, and because I was new, my mind was very agitated, and I found it hard to concentrate and somewhat annoying. But as time's gone and my mind's started to settle, it's not as it's not as annoying as it used to be, and they're chanting Krishna's name, so it's but it is good to hear Sitaram's and your reply, because I think that's most appropriate. We've still got to be able to listen ourselves without being distracted by others. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And based on what we discussed earlier, that if someone is doing something that we think may be wrong, what would be the solution? How to try to resolve that?
You said to approach senior devotee or authorities. Senior authorities, like there's a temple president, for example, or if you have any GBC or anyone who can help you. Instead of you going to the person directly, you need to speak to someone who's senior.
That's good. And what would they do, maybe? How would they intervene?
perhaps they can go and speak to them about your concern and try to rectify it. And
Or maybe they'll think that, they'll tell us, no, it's okay, let them chant, just tolerate.
yeah,
Yeah,
perhaps. Okay.
thank you. Any other points? Any other thoughts? Or kuch chahiye? Anything else? Okay. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you. Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai. Govinda Hari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govinda Hari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.